Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X podcast. Thank you guys for joining us here. We're your host. I'm Malcom, the artist formerly known as the Black Dot. We're here with you guys in the building. What's good, everybody?
Hope
What's
everybody is well on today's date. Alive, well, doing amazing things, living life to the fullest.
Facts.
All of that good stuff. And as you know, we never take our supporters for granted. So we're glad you're coming into the building to rock with us. As you know, we never know where these shows are going to go. We roll the dice. We pick a couple of subjects that we think are entertaining, relevant, irrelevant, funny, surprising, entertaining, spiritual. It's a conversation between a father and son that takes place every week. And if you were fortunate enough to have your dad in your life or an uncle or somebody, and y'all sit down and build, there's no telling where the conversation will go or should go. And so we invite you in to, rock with us. And I say that because sometimes people hold us to real journalistic standards and, this and that. And
I'm flattered.
Yes.
I'm flattered. Thanks.
Appreciate it, but you're missing the gist of what this is all about. Because as you know, my accuracy rate is bad, But you can't tell me nothing. I believe what I'm saying is the truth. And my son is a little bit more. Yeah, he a little bit more grounded. He a little bit more, he'll read some stuff and go, all right, Dad, park it down, dude. That shit didn't make any sense.
I think you've gotten a lot better. Like when we first started, every Instagram post with black letters at the top, you was going for. I'm just like, yo,
that's before, I understood that I could be tricked. I was like, what? Yeah. Elephants with pigeon faces, what? Yeah. You wait till I'm telling people about this. And then I would rush to the show and they said, Dad, come on, man.
Yeah. So you got a lot better.
I've gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So,
let's do a quick roll call real quick.
Yep.
I see Queens in the building. I saw Smyrna, Delaware. Shouts out to y'all.
All right. Atlanta in the building. Yeah. Jersey in the house. NYC.
Plainville.
Dayton, Ohio
was good.
Yes.
Flatbush. Midway, Georgia was good.
Midway, Georgia.
Port
ATL, shouty.
Florida. Okay.
Detroit
Dallas, what's good?
basketball in the building.
Cleveland in the building.
North Kakalaka.
Right. South Kakalaka. Okay.
South Kakalaka.
Thank you guys for joining us here. We appreciate you. We're Naptown in the building. We get love in Naptown.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee, B-More.
Yes.
Thank you guys. So, as you were saying, Pops.
So, I want to open up the show because, I know y'all going to be mad, but we're going to timestamp it and all that, whatever. I want to open up the show paying honor to my man, Isaiah Bryant. Now,
Absolutely.
Isaiah Bryant is a longtime original supporter of the Urban X podcast. He took the 90-day journey with us, and he didn't break the covenant. And so he recently sent us two pictures. One of his daughter, her name is De'Ara Bryant. She just graduated, and she's headed to Harvard Law School.
Drop another bomb to that.
bomb
Like, God, another
and a
bomb.
clap.
Jesus. Yeah.
4.0.
Yeah.
Okay? You do that thing. Super duper proud. And then he sends me a picture of his goddaughter. And her name is, I'm going to get this correct,
Emerald Edward.
Emerald Edward. And she's graduated 4.0, and she's headed to, where's she headed?
She's going to Georgia State on a full ride.
She's going to Georgia State on a full ride. Now, what makes this even more amazing, this is his goddaughter. His best friend in the whole world lost his life to mental illness. He took his own life a few years back. And
a few months back.
A few months back.
Yeah, like
I believe it might have been
it's
maybe
pretty
a
recent.
year. And he took his best friend's daughter in, raised her as his own daughter, and he did not break the covenant. Okay? This is what we mean when we say, if you're a godparent of a child, okay, sure, it's cool to buy them little things while they're here. I need you to promise me, if something happens to me, that you fulfill the mission and you see it all the way through. So, I was in tears earlier. I'm just going to be clear because this is the definition of brotherhood. This is the definition, not I pass away, you come by once or twice, and then you're gone. It's complete the mission. See my daughter through the way I would see her through. And so through his eyes and her eyes, his best friend is getting an opportunity to see something and see the mission complete. And there's no words that can express that kind of brotherhood. All right?
Yeah,
and mental illness. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I didn't mean to cut you up, but this is one of those moments when you hear something, and then it puts stuff into perspective for yourself. Like, damn, would I be able to shoulder that?
Yes. Right.
Like you're watching it and you're saying, like, God damn, like, would I be able to do that? And hopefully, my people would be able to do the same. So, I told I said congrats to these young ladies, but congrats to him as well. Like that is that's major.
Yes,
I'm proud of him.
That's major, and that's what we're talking about. Mental illness. Listen, I've heard his friends' music. Awesome. I saw him rhyming with Cambada and these. I saw his writings. It was a reflection of myself. This is how deep this brother was, his best friend. And Isaiah is still going through it himself. And to still be going through that and to make sure your daughter walks that path, man, we salute you, my brother. We salute you with every bone in our body for not breaking the covenant. And so we love you. All right. And with that being said, Malcolm, there's a few more
I have
things.
one more shout out.
Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
So shout out to Lord Knows and Ascending Infinite Goddess. Their son ZJ graduated. He is autistic, but he is graduating high school. So very proud of him. I saw the pictures on Facebook. Loved him.
Yes.
Met him. I met him as well.
For not having the picture with me, but that's another level of commitment and support to find out how your child learns, right? Because they're super intelligent beings, they learn different. And to see him on that stage in his fly ass suit, first of all, suit shit he had on was fly. You know what I mean? To see him up there doing his thing and what it means for parents, again, we salute Ascendant Infinite Goddess and Lord Knows for doing an amazing job with their son. So all salute. I got more announcements, but I'm going to wait, Malcolm, so we can kind of get to the show and get this thing popping. All right? You ready?
All right. Let's do it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So this week was the roast of Kevin Hart. It was on Netflix. Shane Gillis, who I like, was the one hosting. And you know how these roasts go. They have a bunch of people come up and the focus is Kevin Hart, but anybody in the crowd, you know, can get it. These roasts are brutal. Like, it's like sometimes I'm just like, God, like it's funny to me, but sometimes it's like, all right, was that too far? Like when you hear certain jokes, like, was that it? Like, God damn. But we talk about humiliation rituals. This is that. Just in plain words, a roast is an absolute humiliation ritual. So at the same time this was happening, Essence magazine, they put out an article about how his business is essentially failing, is losing a lot of money. He had to lay off a lot of people and things like that, which is not exclusive to him. There are a lot of businesses who had to lay a lot of people off. You know, we had to, send Alejandro his welcome papers not too soon. We didn't want to bring that here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't want to bring that up here. But the thing with these roasts, when I've noticed with white people as opposed to black people, the white people, they have their jokes and some of them are brutal as well. But black people, it's always black joke heavy, if that makes sense. Even if white people are the ones performing it, and none of them write their own jokes either. So those are written jokes for them that they give to them and say this, right? So I always find that interesting. And then I remember Cat Williams, who was at this roast, right, which was a surprise to people, who was at this roast. He had a bit about when he was doing Flavor Flav's roast. I don't know, it was years ago, right? And he talked about how he was asking for the script, like, hey, let me see it. And then they kept saying, like, nah, it's no script. And then he finally saw it, and it was racist as hell. He said, Flav, a crispity, crashity, crunchity, coon, all that stuff, right? And this kind of reminded me of that. And then, but people would like to, say, yo, Cat Williams is so dope. But they skipped the part where he said, I kind of already spent the money in my head, so I did it anyway, right? So Cat Williams does this one, and they made it a moment like, we needed this brotherhood, comedians, we squashing our beef. But Cat still looked like he was mad. Like, I can't explain it. Like,
his body language didn't speak of true brotherhood and forgiveness.
Right. It seemed like I have to do this for some reason. And this is his humiliation ritual in a weird way. Like you speak of these principles. You spoke really strongly against Kevin Hart. You took a line in the sand and then it's whatever conversations you had in the background, whatever. But you're here now. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing the thing now, and all that is just kind of out the window. So all of that, all of the for all of the morals that you have, and for all of the standards you're trying to make, you're part of the club now.
Yes. And what did you think about the George Floyd joke?
Oh, bro. Yeah, that was. Who said that? Who said that one?
One of them white comedians.
I think it was Tony Hinchcliffe, who I don't think is funny, by the way. I think it was him that said it, and it was just, again, it was one of those things where I'm not sure if somebody else had said it, it would have got a chuckle out of me. But those are one of those moments where Dave Chappelle talked about, like, I don't know if they're laughing with me or they're laughing at me.
Absolutely.
And that's how I felt. That was the feeling I got.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, some of those jokes, it's just like, it doesn't feel right the way they're laughing, because it feels like they're laughing at black people, not as a collective, like we're all just kind of joking, because those jokes are never reciprocated on the other end when it's a white comedian when it's a white person getting roasted, rather.
Right.
So,
right. Because you see, when they talked about, what's that Franklin guy, the Kurt Franklin guy or something, the very mention of his name really pisses people off. This is what I want to say about this. It's a ritual, right? It's a roast. It's a ritual. It's not for everyone. If you can't stand the roast, how they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't stand the roast, then you can't stand the truth. You follow? This is the barometer of truth, and they always speak truth into the roast to test the barometer of where they can take this particular thing, and they all around themselves, and the joke is not on them, it's on you, right? So they can mention the Illuminati, eating babies, all this old kind of stuff. I remember either Richard Pryor was roasting Paul Mooney or the other way around, and the shit he said about Richard giving head or something. And so these roasts be real with a lot of information in it. And if you saw, like you said, Regina Hall's face, you kind of got an idea of this was too far, but then you're not supposed to be. It's wicked, it's dark comedy, but reality is wicked and dark, right?
Yeah.
And so stay away. If you want good, clean, and then there is a space where they spoke about Cheryl Underwood's husband.
That
died of suicide, right?
Yeah.
And so there are no limits to this. The people writing the jokes are the insiders who know everything about everybody, And so you coming up there to give a clean roast, and then you have to know where, if there's a line, you have to be able to draw it. And I hear they let you know in advance certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I saw a list of like 6 jokes
I said Kirk Franklin. My dumb ass is Charlie Kirk. Thank you.
See, he ain't accurate at all.
See, I'm way from accurate.
But yeah, damn, what was I gonna say? What were you saying?
Well, we was speaking about the level of the roast, or where you could draw the line at, what they tell you in advance.
Yes, there was 6 jokes like that. I don't know what edited out. I don't know if Kevin Hart had them edited out or the producers. Like, I don't know, but they were like the fact that those were cut, I was just like, that must have like stung a little bit more than it should have. The Cheryl Underwood joke, that again, I laugh first and then kind of think about the ramifications afterwards. That in the moment, I was like, oh, damn, right? Like, that was.
And from what I'm hearing is she allowed that in there, and so if she allowed it, then who am I to say it shouldn't be in there?
True. True.
And you know, and so Tom Brady regretted his roast
Oh, he
only
did.
because his children saw it.
Okay.
And, you know, they're not ready. This is not for children. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
at all.
And if your
At
children
all.
see you in a certain light and then people are roasting you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so you do have some kind of say so. And with it back to the Kevin Hart situation, his time is up. I mean, how many small, you know, goofy characters can you play? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Before the
Yeah.
money runs out, before the
Yeah.
people are not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. How much
Right.
selling out did he have to do? Which is what Kat was talking about. You know what I mean? But yet here you are finding yourself in a situation that you normally wouldn't be in. And the body language, 85% of communication, Malcolm,
And
nonverbal.
that's all I was hearing. Like you know, Kevin Hart, he does. I don't. He does. He tries to do his black, you know, excellent speech and stuff like that, like he did at the Rock Nation brunch, and everybody was looking at him like, "The hell are you talking
Yeah.
about?" And he tried to do that there, and again, like Cat didn't look like his heart was in that. Like it didn't look like it was like true
Didn't look like
camaraderie.
it was
Hey,
genuine.
at all, at all. To me,
Yep.
I don't know if you guys in the chat, but not at all, not even a little bit to me. So interesting.
But this is
All I'll say.
a humiliation ritual. The darker the comedy, the closer to the truth they get. And then it's a barometer of what you can accept. And remember, they have to tell you who they are
Right.
and what they're doing. It doesn't say in what context that they have to tell you. And so you'll see a lot within those spaces dealing with these roasts.
And again, so like I said, there was an article coming like that came out that went way into the detailing of his business, how it was not really doing well.
He had the
to
vegan restaurant, right?
That's done.
That failed.
Right. And after the roast, that article came down.
Really?
Yeah. So like I don't know why it came down, but just think of the timing. Like we say this is a humiliation ritual, and then he goes through it. He humiliates himself in front of millions, and then now
they can clean that up.
You get what I'm saying?
I like it. No, I like
I might be
like
reaching.
Where you're going with
I might
that.
be reaching. But
I like where you're going with that. Now that humiliation ritual is over, you know what I mean? We can get back to business.
So, just
You
me.
are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
All right, so this was something that like I didn't realize like how much was like gaining legs, but this Dr. Cheyenne Bryant thing, it's funny because the first time I saw her speak, I think it was on the Nick Cannon podcast. Like first time I really saw her speak, and I was impressed. Like I think she was very articulate. She was tearing into Nick Cannon, but it didn't look malicious, and it didn't look like she was trying to be little. And it was just like, okay, cool. And then I heard she was on Basketball Wives, something like that. So I didn't know too much about her. And then I saw her on, I think, Paul Pierce's podcast. And when he had, and then he started like asking her a few questions, and she started exposing herself like little by little. Because he started asking her about like her relationships. Like, you are, you know, all this, you're an expert. And he started asking her about the end. All of these people who get famous online for one thing, and then you go into their real life and you see that they're not living up to that standard that they're talking about.
Absolutely.
I always think it's hilarious because it's like it happens all the damn time, right?
Yes.
So then she goes on Joe Budden's podcast and she goes onto these things, and then I started hearing people talking about her credentials, right? And the naivety in me, I always think if you are going to be out in the public eye as much as you are, because she is everywhere.
Yes.
You call yourself doctor. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just gonna have like an honorary doctorate. You're gonna have a real doctorate that people can pull up your dissertation. Like, people can, you know, do these things. and apparently nobody could find nothing on Shorty. Like, and every time people ask her, she has some weird ass excuse about to why they can't find it. The school burnt down, the dog ate my diploma, and then the woman who signed my diploma died. She had everything in her safe, and nobody know the combination because she died. Like, it's always some real fantastic stuff. And then people who are in the field are going, yo, like, you're supposed to be able to at least call this company this to be able to pull up your. Oh, and that was another thing. Because people said, "Oh, wait, you're not licensed to practice. You're not licensed to practice." And she said, "Well, I don't need a license to practice. Well, because I'm not practicing. I have my own personal course and program that I don't need the thing, and the licensing is only for this, and it's only for insurance purposes." And again, a bunch of excuses, and people who are doctors and people who have masters in these fields are just going like, "No, that's not true." They're just tearing her apart. And I didn't realize like how much this is actually gaining steam. Like, not everywhere she goes, people are asking her like, "Hey, like, where is that paper? Like, where is that degree, shorty?"
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's sort of like, where's the school, Dr. Umar? Right?
No, remember, people were questioning his doctorate. I think it
they
I
were.
think it was Boyce Watkins. Yeah. And they
few
were
people,
questioning like, where'd you go to school?
Right. So here's the thing, Malcolm. I'm gonna apply for a position soon. I was the district manager at Radio Shack.
At the Wiz.
I was the district manager. I oversaw 27 stores. And they closed down. So it's hard for me to provide that information for you so that you can verify it. But as you can see, it's on my resume. 27 stores. I had 172 employees under me, and I can't accept anything less than $572,000 a month starting, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: you create these characters. Corey Holcomb was on it, though. I will give him that. He was like, "I know about you. I know who you are. You ain't who you say you are. That female bodyguard walking around with you is your lover."
Yeah, he did call us.
And here you are talking to men about how they should conduct themselves with their women. Now, it's two different things. Women on women, you can't use that. So you're not even practicing what you preach. Women do not think like men. Women don't act like men. I've heard women say, and these are women who date other women, man, these women dating a woman is worse than dating a man. When they get into the psychological, emotional, the domestic violence in those audiences, Malcolm, and it's greater than you could possibly imagine. I say all of that to say this. The internet, you create an avatar and you breathe life into that avatar. Now, either that avatar can stand the test of time or it cannot. When people start asking for your credentials, you have to be able to provide, or you could go to the school that everybody else has been going to lately. It's a church somewhere in maybe Atlanta, somewhere where they're.
I want to say it's Atlanta. I'm going to say it's Atlanta.
I'm not sure. They're giving out doctorate degrees. A rapper got one. One of your favorite medical people who all of a sudden nigga's a doctor and shit. He got one. They giving them out. That would sound nice to me. Dr. Black Dot, probably take a few courses. You pay your money and they mail your doctorates to you.
Yeah.
So at minimum, if I'm her, I at least go to the church and get the in the mail doctorate, like the Cracker Jack one.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Somebody said, "Is it pretty privilege?" Probably. Like that was, I think that was another reason that a lot of people kind of took to her. It's like, oh, she's beautiful and she's smart and she's a doctor. Oh, snap!
Right. So niggas is always thinking what they did. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Because if she looked like a gorilla, bitch, I don't give a fuck how many degrees you got. If you don't get your ugly ass, who invited this chick to the podcast? You know what I mean? That's how niggas think. But she pretty. Niggas is like, oh yeah. So I'm having some problems. And what would you say? You know, niggas is always thinking like that. Other women are proud of her. You know what I mean? Because she's, but I don't hear them now. They a little quiet right now. Now, with that being said, I don't mean to get not messy, but I'm a, you know, they said Dr. Seuss has one too. King Sam, he has a course. Yeah. You know, I am green eggs and ham. That I am. Now, Roxanne Shante got in trouble for this back in the days. Remember?
Yeah.
Where she was saying she, you know, she didn't just have a bad contract, but they had something in the contract that says she could further her education and continue to go to school. And she's no more doctor than you know,
Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre. She's no more of a doctor than Dr. Dre. Now, with that being, and
I remember this.
I interviewed her in 99, you know, 101, and you know, I still got it in the can. And she was adamant, you know, about it. And to a certain degree, I think it took on, in her defense, I think it took on a life of its own. Because this is like before the internet, or before the internet became what it is, right? And I just think she just, you know, she just didn't stop it. You know, it started picking up momentum, and she just kind of rolled. But then when people double back, you know, niggas is like, because no more than Dr. Pepper.
Because the thing was like, a lot of like, especially obviously medical fields, like if you don't have the credentials, people are not going to listen to you, right?
Right.
But relationship and psychology and psychiatry, like they are the ones. If you can put like a certification, a licensing behind that, people are more likely to listen to you. But what people are not realizing is these things, these institutions, like these are public. Like we can search these things up. You get what I'm saying? Like if you have a doctorate, you probably had to you most likely had to defend your dissertation. Like that is public.
Yes, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a even in, you know, the white side of TikTok or YouTube and stuff like that, there's this guy, he is like an exercise scientist. His name is Dr. Israel. And he does all of like he watches like athletes work out, and he breaks down the science of lifting weights and stuff like that. Somebody pulled up his dissertation, and it was like, this is trash. Like who wrote how the hell did you even how the hell did you even get back? And then they looked up the school and said, okay, this school is some BS, because this is how it's there for you. So don't
And
it's getting,
she went on the
it's getting,
Breakfast Club.
This is growing legs. Yeah.
She went on the Breakfast Club, and the minute she opened her mouth, I knew this was a crash, because she was like, for all of those, I don't give a fuck. She almost snapped her neck on some straight. Who the fuck y'all think y'all talking to shit? And then she said, I kept saying, don't go there. She said, because of the university that I went to, it was online with, I said, oh shit. And I went back to get my records, and there was no history of the school. And I said, you got on the Breakfast Club and you said that? God damn. It was a crash from there. And so, but the way the internet works, people will still find a lane for her. Now, with that being said, Malcolm, since we're speaking about Isaiah Bryant's daughter going to Harvard, beautiful thing, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Do you know I can study a few courses? Oh, it's Howard? Okay, it's Howard University. I apologize.
Howard Law. Got it.
Howard Law.
Howard Law.
Okay, see, y'all got me out here fucked up, man. Or did I read that wrong? Because you know me.
No. You
No, it says
typo?
going to. Oh, they made the text message made a typo. They'll do that because it says Harvard. I'm looking at it. Howard. Okay, still awesome.
Still
shit.
incredible. Still incredible.
I could
Oh.
say it again, Malcolm.
I said still incredible.
Oh, amazing. That's not even the issue. I'm getting that. Do you know I can take courses at MIT, Harvard, Yale, and because I took those courses, they're free courses. But because I took them, I can now come online and tell you I've studied at Harvard. I've studied at Yale. I've studied at MIT. You know I can do that, Malcolm? And I would not be lying. I just would not be telling the absolute truth. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
I'm just keeping it a bean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can go take those courses and be like, you know, I've studied at Harvard, MIT, and Yale, and I'm an expert on sound vibration, you know, and shit like that. So, or you could just go to Atlanta, to the church. Yeah, go down there to that church right there and go get you a doctorate. Somebody recently, a rapper, a female actress got one recently, and I immediately recognized the shit. She was
wasn't it like Black China who like
yeah, one of them chicks. She is now a Dr. Black China.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just trying to tell y'all can get it done. Y'all out here, y'all not applying yourselves.
You're not you know, so I read that a lot of MBA schools are cutting their tuitions in half because there's no demand for it anymore.
No.
Like a lot of people are not trying to get their MBAs because they feel like I can start a business and probably, you know, cut that time in half. And there's
Save
no
money.
like jobs and barely hiring for like high level degrees. So why the hell would I even go into debt when I can't even like go to get a job with this degree? It's a mess.
Remember Phoenix University?
I do. Yeah.
Online,
Yeah.
accredited, you know. So, yeah. Yo.
Somebody says by design for AI to take over. Did you see that robot in the? My friend said it was AI. It might have caught me. It was in the Amazon warehouse, just packing boxes for 8 hours. It was a humanoid like robot. Did you see that?
I saw that.
So
That's
you
the
think that was
future.
AI? Was ever? Yeah. Jesus.
Malcolm, they don't need cigarette breaks. They don't need to go to the bathroom. They ain't got no drama at home. They ain't got to pick the kids up at 3 o'clock. They ain't fucking other robots on the low. You know, they ain't into none of that shit. But what happens is, and this is what I be telling y'all, you either got to go all automated or none. Because they picking up information, and while they working, I'm smoking a cigarette every 15 minutes. I'm on a break and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm on the phone, I'm leaving early, and this shit is processing information. Wow, I am here working every day. But Mr. Bowser, Black Dot, every 15 minutes, he's on a cigarette break. And he keeps smacking that girl on her ass. I thought that was sexual harassment. Maybe I should report that to Human Resources. You know, and it's just start processing, and then the shit go one day, you know what? Man, fuck this shit, man. I ain't coming in. The computer, the robot call in. Nah, I ain't gonna make it. Got shit to do, sir.
Yeah, and
My
this is shut down.
Yeah, I'm having vacation. And see, that's where it gets, because they turn sentient. So you gotta go all automated or none.
Did you guys hear about these data centers? I didn't know these data centers were like this big. Like there's one, I think in the middle of Utah, they said it's bigger than Manhattan. That they're trying, that they just got like approved like quietly, or that they're trying to work to get approved. I didn't know they were that big.
And not only are they huge, the amount of water and energy it costs to run them. See, they're not talking to you about that. For some reason, I'm thinking I'm on my Tesla shit. There's so much free energy out here. What do you mean we have to physically build a center somewhere and use actual water to keep the machines cool? That shit is Flintstonian. Everywhere, the energy is everywhere. And if they ain't tapped into that energy yet, maybe that's what this whole secret thing is all about. Because Nikola Tesla had already they showed you, nigga tuned his car into a box and drove his car off that shit. Because the energy is that's all we do is generate energy. So why would something so abundant to us, but Edison and the motherfuckers found out a way, no, you're going to pay for this energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why they always knock Tesla and all of these innovative people off so that you can continue to pay for energy. Malcolm, do you know you got to pay for bananas, grapes, as my man Orlando Brown say, apples, grapes, shit that God, the creator, whatever you want to call it, made abundant. You're supposed to just be able to walk down and be like, you know what? I'm feeling like an apple today. Grab an apple.
You can go to jail for collecting rainwater.
You could go to jail for collecting fucking rainwater. And
the first time I heard that,
a slave planet.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Not only could you eat an apple, you could learn the history of the fucking tree by eating the apple. Because all food was some form of information, right? Not only did it provide something for you, there's an exchange of energy there. That's how our elders knew what herbs could do what at what given time to heal by walking through trial and error, speaking to the land, the trees, the animals, right? So you got to pay for grapes, and you can't even grow your own grapes because now we took the seeds out of them shits. You got to pay for water, the most abundant thing on this planet. Water. You got to pay for. You got a landlord. You can't just walk and go, this looks like a nice place to build a house. And build a house, somebody owned that land. Somebody owned the air above that land. Like you blocking, this is eminent domain. Listen, don't get me started. This shit is crazy. All right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how we got off on that, but
because talking about these data centers. So one of the things I heard was that the data centers
you in and out
things like
you
that,
in and
but
out
they
on your mic, Malcolm.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm good?
Yeah, you good.
All right. So one of the things that I've heard that the data centers are not for AI. We think they are. But it's for creating a surveillance state. Like this is how they're gonna do it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yes, because this is the way that they'll be able to collect all that data. This is the way that they'll be able to actually do something with it under the guise of AI. Like everything's running on AI, but it's actually to create a true surveillance state. And a damn data center bigger than Manhattan, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I had to, like, really, like, sit and
process that.
And consider that. Yeah, like, wait, what the hell?
And I wouldn't be surprised because it's never what we think it is, right? So we caught into this AI, like the world is going to end or robots going to take our job. And the whole time, while we looking left, they on the right building data centers to really lock you down. You know what I mean?
Speaking of locking you down, did you hear about that new law that's being passed that if you owe over $100,000 in child support, they're gonna start revoking passports?
Dude, it's $2,500. What do you mean 100,000?
I thought it was
$2,500.
I could have sworn it was $100,000.
Nigga, what niggas in the hood owe $150,000.
I don't know. That I read that, but I thought I was okay.
Nigga
Stand
owes
corrected.
Shaquita
Stand corrected.
$79 a month, but he's back 272,000 months. That's all. If he would have just paid Shaquita the $73 from the beginning, welfare gonna take 25 of her money. Do you know she go to court, win the case? She don't get that money.
It's $2,500.
It's
okay.
$2,500.
My
That's
bad.
every
That's when
nigga
I read
I
100,000.
know. Nigga, I owe Mama Dot $2,500 right now for some shit that I just didn't get around to. What are we talking here?
But look, so all right, so now we are looking at child support. But as soon as they say you owe more than 100 in student loans, think about how many people owe student loans, and you can't file bankruptcy with those stay with you, right?
Yes.
So
That's to stay with you
think
for
about
life.
for life. So think about if they start taking it for student loans, they start taking it for taxes, they start taking it for credit cards. Like think about the implications here. That it starts with one thing, and we can easily make it something
to the
else.
Next thing. That's the way they do it, so it doesn't seem like it's a racist thing, right? They move it along those lines. I just got a great idea, Malcolm. Like I don't own no student loans because I got a good enough diploma. I got a GED. I'm proud of my GED, you know, because that means I can read and I can write. Good.
Yeah.
However, I'm thinking I should apply to Harvard University, get $250,000 in loans. But would I have to use that toward the course, or can I just walk out with that?
Yeah. No, that has to be.
Or they gonna cut the check to the school. They cut the check to the school. That means I gotta go to the school. All right, scrap that idea.
Yeah.
It was in my head movies. I go in, they give me the $250,000 check. I say thank you. I'll see you in class Monday. I never show up. They say I owe the money. I say I ain't got the money, and we up.
No.
Then I'll be literally going to Yale.
Yeah.
$250,000. You just took it. Yeah, you going to Yale. You going right to Yale, Bowser. All right. All right, let me hit this button. Let's get moving.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
All right. Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the
Iceman.
day. It's a national holiday.
Iceman. What we thinking, guys? What we thinking? So today, last night, rather, there was a leak, and I put that in quotations. It was a leak for a song. Apparently, it's called 1 a.m. in Albany, because you know how he does his timestamp records.
Right.
And he was rapping his ass off. I don't care how you want to say about it, I don't care how you feel. He was rapping his ass off. But people were saying, I'm tired of hearing about the beef, which I am too. I'm tired of hearing about the beef. But I think, and me and my friends were debating this, because they say, yo, it's 2 years later, and I say, true. But then I also say, Kendrick had a year and change to milk this beef, and he did. But they say, well, Drake has put out a bunch of songs since, and he has. But it also seems like it is a collective agreement that people are looking at this album as his first post-beef era music, because he put out the album with Party, and that actually it charted, and then he put out a couple other singles that didn't really do anything. So they're looking at this album. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like a collective agreement between everybody. We're looking at this album as the first thing he's done since the battle. So I thought it would be crazy for him not to say anything. But what I am hoping is that the reason that this leaked is because it's not going to be an album. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he said he give, this is what I want. Here, y'all got it. And the album is just going to get back to, business as usual with good music. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping the same thing. I don't want to have to relive this. You lost. Let's keep it there. Now, but if this is just the final, let's get this out of the way, guys, because I know a part of my audience wants me to address it. So I'm going to address it. Like I said, it's a timestamp. I like all of his timestamp joints. This one superb, but his wordplay and double
He
and
was
triple
talking.
entendres was crazy.
He was talking
that shit, right?
Shit. Oh my god.
He was talking that shit, but I want to leave it there. I want to
Same.
leave it there. I think I heard
Same.
another Hasta La Vista piece today. It seemed like he's still talking. Now, Drake is an emotional dude. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
he might get real petty and he in his feelings, let it go. Now, if we get into the particulars, we already know there was some shenanigans on this side, shenanigans on that side. But I will say this, he is going to chart very high. You know what I mean? He gonna bring the music industry back. You can call it any way you want to call it. He gonna do a 500,000 plus in his first week.
Yep.
He's also number one hit away from tying Michael Jackson or breaking the record of Michael Jackson of all time number one hits. You could take that for what it's worth. Context, real music, real sales, charts, bots. I get it all. You know what I mean? And so do not discount the fact of what Lucian Grange and his label was doing was bigger than just sicking Kendrick on him. A lot of it had to do with, we know, negotiation. A lot of it may have to do with him not topping Michael Jackson. A lot of it has to do with in your window stuff because people forget Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog, Elvis's Eminem. He owned so much that it was important to move him out of the way so that these people can continue to eat.
Because the money that UMG would have had to pay him, they don't have.
Right.
I don't think.
Right.
I thought, and I had a theory like a couple years ago that to re-up, if he was gonna re-up with them to pay him, he would have had to own somebody's he would have had to own a few people's publishing for him to actually, because he recouped that $400 million deal. They said in like a year, 2 years, or shit, like real quick.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm just talking numbers, if I have to re-up now, I've fulfilled my contract. I'm looking for double that at least.
At least. I'm the biggest artist in the world for the last 10 years, whether you like it or not. Nobody was topping this guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's trying his best to avoid the inevitable fate of Michael Jackson, of Prince, of Whitney Houston, Sam Cooke. The list goes on and on and on. You are an asset to us as long as we can drain your energy and your resources. When you start waking up and thinking you're bigger than the system, that's what happened to Kanye West, right? And he stood on that. He figured it out. He stood on it. It cost him billions for Kanye to make his way back using his art. That's attributed to how good of an artist and a star seed he is, right? I'm not sure Drake could sustain that, right? But he has undoubtedly for the last 10 years been the biggest artist in the world. And everybody he touched, came up.
So the thing with I'm excited for the album, but I'm nervous because I think I haven't enjoyed like a full Drake project in a while because it feels like to me he doesn't have anything to talk about.
Yes.
Right. And I remember like early on whenever he would make these songs about fake people around him, stuff like that, when it seemed like from the outside everybody loves you, right? The industry loves you.
Seemed like you almost trying to generate that.
Right. So now it's actually here. Right? Like all of that, you actually spoke that into existence, whether you believe in it and that stuff or not. That actually is here now. But I want just get back to I don't know, like because he's so like far removed from the normal guy going through dating issues. You know what I'm saying? Like the normal guy going through money issues, the normal guy going through regular life stuff. I don't know if he is relatable. And it's over.
But what I mean,
as far as that,
what I thought made him relatable, and then when I thought he was in his bag, is when he just talked about his failures at love, right? his failures at relationship because you know why? Whether you like him or not, these 22-year-old, 23-year-old girls who are going through that, he spoke to them. Just like if you into drug selling, Griselda and all of those guys who speak that language, it speaks to you. It may not speak to me because I'm not on that frequency, but it speaks to all of those hood dudes who know what it's like to have a half a brick and you got to turn this. They speak in details about that. If you're a backpacker or whatever, you know, you had certain artists that speak to your, that's what music is. It is the ability to speak to the souls of individuals who feel a certain kind of way. And so to me, he messed up when he started believing the programming that he was that good. That's where he messed up. And he started taking shots at real MCs. Like, hold on, nigga.
This is all right, but this is what I'll say. And this is what I'll say. So when people Kendrick fans, like when they like the real like the stands, right? When they pump their chest, when you know, I was the same way when Pusha T got him, right?
Right.
If we collectively feel like Drake isn't a real rapper, why is it a big deal for a real rapper
to beat him?
Kills him. It's supposed to happen, right?
That's like me beating up a drunk and me putting that on under my belt. Like I came out the liquor store, the drunk said something, I knocked him out.
Right.
So
the fact that you are pumping your chest out, that means you do see him as an actual threat.
I never looked at it like
whether
that.
you want whether you want to admit it or not.
That's true.
What I will say about Drake, and this is why I think, me personally, out of the batter thing, I've grown to respect him, is because every time he's been called to the plate, he stepped it and he gave the people what they wanted. Every single time. And I don't think there's another mainstream rapper who's done it as much as he. You can Jay, I don't think there's anyone, right? So
I agree.
Common, back in the day, he said something, Drake said let's do it, and he put him on his ass. Meek came out, said something, he said let's do it, I'm here. Push said something, he said let's do it, he got his ass kicked by Push, but he still said let's do it. Kendrick came out, and then Drake said let's do it, right?
Let's do it.
I respect anybody like that. Win, lose, or draw. And you just said, all right, I'm here, let's go for it. So that's why I gave him a lot of grace for this. But then I also just kind of saw what was happening. And I'm always early. I'm not too often wrong. I'm always early, though.
You early,
and I said, something is not right here. Like, this just doesn't feel organic to me. It doesn't feel real.
Yes.
Right? And again, like I sound like I'm glazing Drake, or I'm OVO stand, but it's just like this doesn't just seem right. But what I also know as well is I know there are certain people in every industry that creates industry, that creates the economics in the industry.
Yes.
When Trump was in office, 2016, you've never seen CNN, NBC, Fox make so much money, right? And all of these people were creating $1 million brands off of not liking Trump, right? So we had Cuomo at CNN, the gay dude, I think the black gay dude. Lemon. These all were Lemon. These were creating industry. Black Lives Matter came out of 2016 out of opposing Trump, and look at all of them making money. The guy DeRay Mackison at Black Lives, all of these things came from essentially this guy feeding all of these people indirectly. LeBron made Skip Bayless $100 million.
Say that he made him
$100 million, right?
$100 million.
And then out of that, the debate sports show format has taken has a thing, and that's all that's on SportsCenter now. It is debate sports shows. That's what podcasts are. That's what hot take culture is. And you want to admit it or not, as soon as LeBron leaves, who are they going to talk about? Right?
You are absolutely
who are they going
correct.
to talk about? It's the same thing with Drake. all of these people, they talk about him, win, lose, or draw. He is the one that they talk about. Elliot Wilson, DJ Head, they all had a podcast. Damn, they're just hating on Drake. And because they had nothing to talk about without him, they lost their podcast. They got fired. Ebro and them, same thing. They have nothing to talk about, right?
Yep.
And that's what Drake is. You just have to recognize. And again, you don't have to be a fan of these people. You don't have to like any of these people. You can hate Trump. You can hate LeBron. You can hate Drake. You can hate, but you have to see the industry that they create, the people that they feed indirectly. Because the way, when the album drops, because I heard they whitelisted all the music. When the album drops, you're going to see all these people react to it. You're going to see these people call it a classic in 6 minutes. You're going to see people call it trash in 6 minutes. You're going to see all of these things. Joe Budden, for the hate that Joe Budden gives him, Drake made that podcast. Every viral moment that Joe Budden has had on that podcast is because of Drake. And he'll admit it.
And that's the truth of the matter. When somebody becomes so huge that you need to move them out of the way, a lot of it is just jealousy, right? A lot of these artists wish they had that kind of appeal. And like you said, win, lose, or draw, he came to the table to fight. But Skip Bayless made $100 million. Excuse me. So, the Fox News. You need these people. You need these enemies or perceived enemies to suck and latch off and leech off. And this is what's happening now. So again, I haven't heard none of the album yet. I'll listen. I'll give it my traditional 3 listens. I'm not giving no critical analysis because I get killed for that. I'm 58 years old.
There's no nuance anymore.
Yeah.
There's no nuance anymore.
No one listens to music anymore to appreciate it. We're listening, going in with confirmation bias, looking for all the things that's wrong so that we can hit our social media timelines to tell you what was wrong and this was trash. Dude, that's not the purpose of music. It's to enjoy.
Somebody said, do you think that's...
Say it again.
No, my bad. I did not mean to do that. I was reading the comment. I did not mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, that's cool. And so this is what's going on in the music industry. You know what I mean? And so all of it is a part of the machine. Kendrick was a part of the damn machine. And if you think it wasn't, then you are lost. If you don't think that his move was a preempted move by Lucien James, who was high-fiving Dr. Dre at the goddamn Grammys, and y'all don't think that this was a part of plan, then y'all stuck on that Kendrick shit. We called this shit years ago. We called this shit 2 years ago before it happened. All right? So it's all a part of the machine, and that's the point I'm getting to. In order to appreciate music, let's keep the machine where it is. Just give all the music. Kendrick's music. I'm still listening to Kanye's last album, and I think it's a great album. You know what I mean? I was able to feed and get some energy off of it. Let's keep it in perspective as opposed to pulling out our pad and just turning this shit into some goddamn kind of dissertation. Where is music gone?
Listen, I listen to R&B now, bro. Like,
Facts.
or I listen to music that like I should highbrow, right? Like I should be above, right? It's this dude named Bossman D-Lo. I like his music. Like it's the most ratchet shit on the planet. And I'm just like, I like this. You know what I mean? Like, or I go way, way left. I'm listening to Olivia Dean's album, who I think is fantastic. I think that album is incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like that's where I am, because these conversations, they get monotonous. It's just the same thing
and
over
polarizing
and over.
Conversations about
and
who
you're
was
not
better.
gonna. It's no
All
nuance anymore. There's no. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, somebody said, I think Philly Sheets. Somebody said the Joe Budden part ain't true. It is true. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the first time Joe Budden went viral is when it was that black and white video. He had the cigarette. He was in the wife beater yelling about the Views album. Right? That was the first time. And he even said that's the first time they went viral. The second time was when I think he mentioned I think the Scorpion album, or it was the Pusha T and Drake thing. That was the first time he had Pusha T on the podcast. One of the other times he went viral was when Drake commented and called Joe Budden a failure, and Joe Budden milked the hell out of that one. He put it even behind the Patreon. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
Right. So now Joe Budden's show has the ability to maintain on its own, but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about what made him put him on that
I know what I'm talking
platform
about.
where everybody was talking about it.
Just saying. And then,
All right.
yeah. What else we got? Oh, I had something else to say about just the way we talk about music. It'll come back to me. But let's get to some more stuff.
Oh, should we take a break? Yeah, we got to take a break.
Oh,
Malcolm.
I was heating up. I was heating up.
We can come back and heat up.
I was heating up. All right, we'll be back.
Okay, wait. Dad joke. Joke. Malcolm, I was thinking about my childhood. You know what I mean? And I think we should I wanted to put together a high stakes game of hide and seek. You know what I'm saying? To bring us back to those days. But good people are so hard to find. All right, one more. NASA they want to apologize to the aliens by putting satellites in the sky, the apology, and they want to call it the Apollo G.
All right. I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? All right.
I'll allow it.
Let's go to a break.
Let's go to commercial.
Hello, wealthy family. This is Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, your favorite angel oracle. When was the last time you had a spiritual tune-up or felt truly aligned? All my angel services, whether it's an oracle card reading, chakra balancing session, or even mental healing sessions, are a channel to help provide you assistance on your journey. Whether you're looking for clarity, balance, or just direction, your journey is always evolving with every intentional decision. Connect with me today. Visit my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com, to see all services and availability, or call or text me at 786-828-8722. I'm so grateful to continue to be a vessel assisting you on your journey. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.
And we are back. I hope you're enjoying.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Our podcast. We do this because we love to do this. We appreciate your continued support. Of course, Ascending Infinite Goddess is in the building. We appreciate your service to humanity. It's what it is here. It's what we do, you know? Shout out. We got the Father's Day sale popping off now. All right. Now we know fathers get done greasy. We gotta stop that. All right.
We're gonna walk right into the restaurant. No
You don't need no
reservation needed.
reservation. They like, just come in, dude. We sit where you like to sit, type shit. You know, and so it's bad, man. I don't need no more socks and underwear and slippers and shit. I'm good on that. All right. Start treating us dads, because we've earned it. We out here in these streets too, raising these babies. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, ladies. Right? Some new gear, you know what I'm saying, could work for us. Now, speaking of Mother's Day, hope your Mother's Day to the mothers was amazing. Me and Mama Dot went out to the Pocono Mountains. And
I see what they do with the membership money, y'all. I see what they do.
Oh, see, you gonna take it there. And so we went out. You know, I had a whole weekend planned. Friday we gonna gamble. Saturday spa. You know, get tucked up. You know, Sunday and all. And so, when I go to the casino, I'm not a big gambler. I stay on the quarter machines. You know, maybe 50 cents. You know, because I'm on a budget. So I've always held my nose up to the penny slot machines. All right? Because I'm like, who the fuck is gambling for pennies, man? Like, you shouldn't even be here if you gambling for pennies. Boy, was I mistaken. So, Malcolm, I sit down, because it ain't, you're not gambling for 1 penny, 2 pennies. It's called the penny slot machine, but you got to gamble 20 pennies, 40, 60, $1 or $2 in pennies. Now
Big
you
money.
thinking
Big money.
that's big money. That's big money. I sit down at the machine on Friday or Saturday, the penny machine. I had already rocked with the quarter machines. I took a little loss. I sit down at the penny machine and I said, you know what? I'm going to ball out on this. I put some money in. I hit $2. Do you know I won $150, Malcolm? On that one plan. My shit was ringing. First try. Bling, bling. Yo, first of all, I've never been at a machine where that red light goes off. I've been at a machine where the red light went off. I'm thinking security's coming. You know, they're going to have me holding up the big check. I must have hit the big one because the shit was ringing for 15 minutes. But what they was doing was counting pennies until it got to $150. So I was sitting there and shit like, once I realized I had only won $150 and shit, because I said, security coming, man. And they're going to have to escort me and Mama Dot out of this bitch.
Yeah.
And, you know, me cheesing with the check. You know?
No show.
Yeah.
No show on Thursday.
It wouldn't have been no show tonight. Nigga, show. We up. We see y'all next week. Some shit done popped off. Then I would have came with my cigar on y'all niggas. You know. You won't know that I'm rich, but there'll be signs. When you see that cigar, nigga, I done came up on you niggas. And so I won 150. And then I noticed the whole hustle there. You hit 60 cents, you win, but you only win 35 cents. And the shit is ringing. You don't realize you just lost 25 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's an up and down game, back and forth. The shit'll have you there for 2 hours. And you be done won $30. So I get it.
That's psychology right there.
Poor man's psychology. They bringing you drinks and shit, you out. You know. And so once I got up $1.50, I was like, I'm up. But I played it back, you know. I hustled. I lost everything. The last day before we leave, Mama Dot won. She hit for about 150, 200 or something. And she did the right thing. She cashed out. That's right. Soon as her shit was winning, listen, lights was going off again. And We sitting around.
You was like, hey, put it on black. Do it again.
We were singing the song. Dun, 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 dun. We was having. Mama Doc said, "I will cash this out." Thank you.
They got issues,
Which was
man.
smart. So just want to let you know, it's a psychological game with the penny machines. You could put $1 down, and the shit will ring. Bling, bling, bling. You won 80 cents. You like, wait a fucking minute here. I didn't win 80 cents. I just lost 20 cents. And then that shit just adds up. 20 cents here, 30 cents here, 50 cents here, $1 there. And they get you. Yeah. Yeah, so.
Somebody said, Doc can't wait to sell out on us.
I can't wait. Nigga, I can't wait. It's going to be the greatest moment in my life. I'm going to,
oh my God.
what's that Chinese restaurant and shit? Yao Chow.
Mr. Chow's.
Mr. Chow's. And I'm ordering all that shit up. I'm rubbing elbows with the greats. Like, yeah, I'm here
That's
too.
hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, this Saturday, we will be airing an urban exclusive from Brother Obar. My brother Chris, one of the founding members of Eye Opener Production, did a series years ago with Phil Valentine, right after 9/11, called One Up on the Frequency. And we went to Phil Valentine's house, just a few of us, a few select, and we were able to ask him all the questions that we wanted to ask him, and it became One Up on the Frequency. And I think we wound up doing 2 Up on the Frequency, etc. And so after all this period of time and all of his spiritual travels, he has now relaunched that series with Brother Obar being interviewed by Blue Pill, who had interviewed Phil Valentine 20 years ago. And they did a dynamic piece on spirituality, getting rid of the myths. It's called Setting the Record Straight. And it goes through a myriad of things as only Brother Obar could tell these stories. So Saturday, 8 p.m., urban exclusive. We're going to air it in its entirety. And it's called, part 1. So look out for that.
All right.
Now, last bit of business, Malcolm. On June 1st, Urban X is returning with our second podcast on Mondays.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right. However, that will be for members only.
Yeah.
So if you missed the
Absolutely.
Monday podcast, we're bringing it back, and we have to bring it back for our members because we have to show loyalty and appreciation for their $10. All right? If that is too much for you to bear, the Thursday show will always be there. The energy will always be the same. Now, Monday's show, the first half of the show will be structured just like this. Second half of the show, we're going to pick a topic that affects the community, all of us, and it's an open forum. Every Monday, you can call in, you can come in on the screen, and don't forget, I got the 2-minute hourglass shit going so that we don't get out of control. And we want more of a community-based participation joint on Monday. So the first half, we'll cover some stories that perhaps we didn't make on Thursday's show or breaking news. And then we're going to open it up on the second half and speak to topics that directly affect us, whether it's economics, education, housing, things that you feel comfortable coming on the screen and giving your opinion about it. And that's our way of giving back. And that will start June 1st.
Let's get it.
And we think that's a fair enough deal. If you are interested, you know what it is. Sign up. Yes?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, Malcolm,
Let's get
Let's
to
get
some
back
more
to it.
stuff.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So speaking of being rich and looking rich and stuff like that, there was something happening this week on the timeline. So AP, the watch company, Audemars Piguet, they announced a collaboration with the Swatch company, and the watches were said to be from $300 to $500, and there were mock-ups going, traveling across the internet of what they would look like, and people were going, "Yo, $500." I'm gonna get me an AP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people were making jokes about like how they gonna act, like with their AP and stuff like that. But then there were actual celebrities going, "Yo, I bought my AP for $200,000, and you about to have yours for $400. I'm about to sell mine, right?" And this is streamer. His name is DDG, right? He's a streamer, and I think he's trying to be a rapper as well. He said, and this is where again the lack of education comes from, right? Because he said, "Yo, I bought mine for $200,000. I bought mine from a reseller. So, and you about to get yours for $500. Why should I have mine? Like you devaluing the brand, right?" And my first thought was, you're not their customer because you bought it resale. You didn't buy it from them,
Right.
right? So that's like buying it off of somebody else who probably is one of their customers. You brought it up, and so you're not an actual customer. So you
Have
are
no
mad,
say so.
right? And you are mad that you can't look better than somebody else. You can't appear to be better than somebody else, and you're not even their clientele. Even though you probably have the money, but you're not their clientele. So I just thought that was it's a funny dichotomy, like with just
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, like.
The question I
Thought
asked
it was
you,
interesting.
Malcolm, is this the same watch that was sold for that amount, or is this a abbreviation version of that watch, which may still have some kind of value? Because I don't wear watches.
Well, no, because and the reason why I mentioned the mock-up that was going around, because those are not even the real watches. They're pocket watches, right? That it's a collaboration with Swatch, so it's a pocket watch. So it took all the life out of the jokes that were happening when the real thing kind of was unveiled. So like again, all these celebrities that were mad about it, you showed your ass and you showed how you really feel, how you just want to feel better than other people,
But
which
Malcolm,
I understand. If those are the fringe benefits, I guess, of having
wearing a watch,
celebrity, having money, right?
That's what it's about.
Right. So but apparently a lot of luxury brands are losing trademarks for some reason around the same time. So they said, if we're gonna lose the trademark, if we're gonna lose this, let's partner with Swatch, which is another watch company. Let's just partner with them and create something affordable for people so they don't bootleg our stuff anyway, because that's what can happen now. Because apparently there's something around the not the dial of the watch, the face of the watch, that they had a trademark to it that they lost, and it's happening to a lot of bigger luxury brands at the same time. Yeah, it's happening at the same time. So it was just an interesting conversation. I was just seeing online,
because I saw people lined up in front of the Swatch store spending overnight, got their chairs out there with an opportunity to get one of these watches. I've never been a watch connoisseur. I used to wear the Invictus watch. Was it Invictus? It's one of them. My wife used to buy me. Say it again.
Invictus.
She'd buy me a couple of those, and but I was never really a big watch person. I was never a big sneaker person, mainly because I couldn't afford them, And so, I understand the value in these things, and you want to be a part of an exclusive club. And now all of a sudden, if anybody can get the watch, why do I need one? And some of the watches some of these rappers wear be expensive. I'm like, ain't that much talent time in the world, but I get the prestigious aspect of these things. And these companies happen now, like you said, to downsize and collaborate just to keep a piece of the brand of life.
Yeah. Because somebody just mentioned in the chat that they attempted to trademark the shape, like that hexagon shape of the watch. I think it's a hexagon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So, but speaking of watches, because people like Rolex is a prime example, because if you go into a Rolex store, you won't be able to buy one. Like they'll put you on a wait list for like 3 or 4 months.
Because they got to build the watch, yes?
No, they make enough yearly that you could go in and just buy one, but they have to create the allure that it's a privilege for you to even be able to buy this.
I get it.
So you're on a wait list. You know what I'm saying?
So like diamonds, right? Which the De Beers created something around it to make it like the value is high.
Right.
And then you put the watch on, or you get it, and it's nothing. Sort of like a girl making you wait 6 months. It's happened, you know? And then you get it, and you're like, this was some bullshit. This was some straight bullshit, you know? That was for the fellas, you know? Yeah. Pretty sure ladies have the same experience. Oh, this nigga talked all this shit. He was gonna have me on the ceiling and shit. This nigga just took 3 strokes and passed out. You know. Anywho.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
I've been on both sides of that spectrum, goddamn. Anyway, yeah. I've been a 32-second nigga. I've been a nigga who can rock every spectrum in between. And hey, and like Richard Pryor said, I got mine. Shit, you better get yours. Shit, the clock is running. Shit.
Oh gosh.
All right, anyway.
But I was gonna say, what do you know about this Chud the Builder guy?
I'm knowing that this he's an internet prankster who agitates black people for the sake of YouTube or clicks and likes.
Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch,
he gets in their face, and one of his sayings is, stop chimping. Stop chimping.
Yeah, don't chimp out.
Don't chimp out, or whatever the case may be. And so, and he's carrying a weapon on him in most cases, trying to get you to lose your cool. Well, F around and find out. And some veteran, got 2 children, suffer from PTSD, duffed him out or something. And I believe, did he shoot the guy, or he tried to shoot him?
He tried to shoot him and he shot himself.
And as a result, he's now arrested and attempted.
They go attempted, and they said they're going to use videos as evidence to say this is premeditated. Like, you were trying to get this reaction out of people.
Right. Plenty of video footage there. And so this is what you get when you playing this. And side note, speaking of 30-second action, it's a young lady who came forward, right? And she said she been pegging this nigga for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so obviously he has some issues.
So he's one of those people. I saw somebody break this down beautifully. He said that he's a white supremacist that hates himself. So he's trying to take everybody else down with him. So he's obviously confused about his sexuality. He's also doing anything to get clapped. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But nobody was giving him the reaction he wanted. Like, everybody, they saw the camera and just kind of saw, like, all right, whatever. Like, get out of here. Like, I'm not about to. And a lot of people kind of just saw it for what it was. Like, they probably saw he had the thing on him and said, like, he wants me to do this because, whatever, get out of here.
Exactly.
And it looked desperate. Like, his attempts looked like, please, somebody shoot me. Please, somebody hit me.
Now, there are real people with no cameras running who run the same game, right? There are real white supremacists who go into black environments, gas stations. I remember that dude is like 10 years ago. he kept agitating this dude, and the dude punched him. And as soon as the dude punched him, he pulled out the joint and clapped the dude. And I believe he walked on that. But so there are professional agitators, right, whose sole goal is to invoke you into a space that leaves you dangerous. Did you see the young lady who claimed to be pegging him?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And she was adamant about the NDAs she signs and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I believe her.
Yeah.
I believe her.
Yo, she disturbed me, bro. She grabbed her meat and was like, this is what he be wanting. I was like, oh my God. She said, this is what they pay me for. And it take a lot to scare me, nigga. I was afraid. I was like, OMG. She about her business.
Yeah, so there's a rapper. His name is Boston Richie, I think. And his ex-girl exposed him for wanting the same thing. Like, this is like
well, we know a lot of rappers, athletes, you know, they just into that. That's their thing, you know.
Yeah.
But the way she you hear about it and you put two and two together and she says, all right, okay. She had the shit on her like, yo, this is what Chud be getting. I said, God damn. Like, what kind of world? And did she have multiple sizes? Like, you go to a house and it's like, or this is just like, one joint fits all, nigga. You here to get pegged. This is what it is. God damn it. This is a twisted world we live in.
Oh my gosh.
Please don't show my grandchildren none of this. Please give them the edited version of who grandpa is, you know? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's get to some more stuff.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
You see Drewski is hosting the BET Awards?
Clap that up. Yeah. I think he's earned that.
Yeah, he's been on a run. He did the I don't think we talked about the last skit he did about the British actors taking the black roles. I thought that was funny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome skit to show you, you know, how now you need British people. No disrespect. I love my overseas audience to play Americans, right?
Yeah.
But how do the British feel when we play British? I don't know. So I don't want to get one-sided with it, but I thought he did a great job. His skits are having meaning. They're not just spoofing and cooning. He be dropping it. He dropped the shit on the church. Charlie Kirk Franklin. Yeah. He just kind of drops it all. So I think he'll make a great host. But I thought BET Awards was canceled.
That was the Hip Hop Awards, BET Hip Hop Awards.
BET Hip Hop Awards.
Now there's something that he said in the little trailer that I'm interesting. He says a black tie event. Now, I always felt that our entertainers didn't take the BET Awards serious because they weren't forced to kind of come there looking not their best, because I don't want to say like that's better than one. But I know what you mean. They come to the Grammys dressed a certain way. Always. They come to the Oscars dressed a certain way. Right. And if we treat our own the same, maybe more of our stars would take it more seriously and show out, and maybe it would be a bigger thing. So he did say that. I think he was actually talking to Martin. Yeah, I think he was actually talking to Martin in that part.
That's a great point, because we got to look the part. And before people in the chat, I should be able to come with my jeans. Yeah, but then don't get mad when these shows get canceled and nobody watch them because they don't see them as prestige as the Grammys and the Oscars. So maybe changing the narrative. Everybody, come clean. Wear your best. You know what I mean? And let's put more value on us recognizing us. The problem with that is that if you follow the money, it ain't FUBU,
Right.
it's Jubu. It ain't for us and by us. It just is what it is. And so it loses a little bit when we own it from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Then that means we don't have to answer to nobody on who we say deserves an award and who doesn't. But as long as the jaywalkers have their, part in this situation and can tell us how to perform, we're always going to have a situation of this magnitude. Because even growing up as a kid, Malcolm, me and my boys, we had one day out the month, maybe two, where we wore shoes. And we act differently when we did. Game ain't just going to break out. We just had a day when we getting dressed up and we acted accordingly, So it does have a psychological effect on the way we move.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's worth anything. But I agree with you.
No, I'm gonna go check it out. I am going to. I might actually check it out, see what's up with it.
Yeah, I'll give it a look. See.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Oh, did you guys hear about the Chinese, the Cali mayor that's a Chinese spy?
Yes.
Yo.
What's her name? It's a Chinese mayor, and they just tapped her because she was a spy for the Chinese government.
Let me find it for you guys.
What are they gonna do?
Shit.
There she is. Yeah, she looked like a spy. She definitely looked like she's sharing information.
Ellen Wang, the mayor of Arcadia, California, has been charged of acting as an illegal agent for China. But it's crazy. I think she only got like 4 years or something. Like,
for being a spy?
It's something crazy. Like, it's something like actually like insulting.
Yeah. Who knows what kind of information she was trading? But remember, Malcolm, they're spies. You don't know who a spy. Every ock in the goddamn corner store here in New York City could be a op. Every goddamn Chinese restaurant could be. Not saying they are ops.
Yeah.
You don't. It's such a melting pot here in America that if this shit pop off here, bro, the enemy is already here.
And I'm pretty sure that they are way more, because especially I heard somebody in New York got arrested recently for running a damn near like Chinese police department in New York City.
Yeah.
That happened like a day ago, something like that. So you can imagine
they got their own politics.
As you mentioned, the jaywalkers in Williamsburg and Midwood, they got their own police. They got their own ambulance. Everything out there. So
you know how many times I pulled over because I heard the sirens and shit.
Yep.
And I look at this nigga with the curls, woo. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Right?
Yep.
They got their own medical department, their own schools, they all on welfare. This is what it is. The whole system is what it is. And the Chinese, they have their own community too. The triad and all that shit. And their own police department who handles their business. We used to have something called the Bloods and the Crips and the Black Panthers and the Peace Stones who used to do the same shit. Govern our community. Make sure you niggas ain't rolling up here with no bullshit. But then they did what they do by throwing drugs in the mix, guns, and putting us against each other, and they solved that problem. Now we have no force that runs through and protects our women, our babies, and our community the way they do. Yes?
Facts.
And if you go down there talking shit, they fix you up. Fix you up lovely.
Exactly.
So, anywho.
You're
Yep.
listening to the sound of Urban X.
Malcolm, did we talk
Let's take
about
some.
the grifters, the family grifters from Big Business?
Oh no,
Greg
no.
Parker and Nikki Parker.
Yeah, big business. Yeah, they got
Big Business.
caught. They got indicted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got indicted on some fraudulent charges. And me, Malcolm, I'm big on energy. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. There's
Yeah.
always a new sucker born every day. But I just looked into his eyes and hers.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a big
yeah,
eyeball person.
yeah,
I looked in their eyes and I saw
Yeah.
evil. I saw
Yeah.
wickedness. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so I was not surprised. That's just me. How I
Yeah.
use my first eye to pick up energy could be different the way you do. Right? Now,
Yeah, if you watch, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you watch JC the Pocket Watcher, because he goes in on them all the time, right? And he always has like a checklist of his
Criteria.
fake grifter. Yeah, like okay, they got a drugs, they got a old jail story. They learned something in jail. They got this. They call themselves something else. They do this, and he goes like this fits it. And at first, I thought it was real uppity of him, real bourgeois of him. And then the more that they come out and the more they get exposed, and whoever they are, it's always the same story. They have the same story all the time. Like, I got locked up, and then my cellie taught me how to flip real estate.
Yes.
Then I came out, and then I started flipping real estate, and then it's just like, Jesus
And
Christ.
at the end of the day, they running a Ponzi scheme. I always say this, Malcolm. Money is only going to heighten who you are to some degree, right? So if you was a conniving dude who stayed in and out of jail, but this particular time somebody taught you a skill set, all you're going to do is come out and be that person with a few dollars. And so they had the Ponzi scheme going. She looked really good. And every time I seen her, she's doing the fashion thing, catering to the lower chakra of people who associate that with success. You know what I mean? And they show them on construction sites and shit. That shit Polite used to do. Be on construction sites with a helmet on and shit. Hey, we're building this one. Give me about 3 months. If you'd like to invest in this property, hit us up, right? Then I saw her selling CMOS. And she's always in the gym trying to get the workout. And at first, before I knew who they are, I said, okay, they out, doing it.
Yeah.
But then I got a good picture of them, and I looked into their eyes, and I said, they did that shit. They did that shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, are they from Philly? Okay, yeah. And people been speaking about them for years. It's just that it finally catch up to you. See, the feds.
Yo,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the internet, the internet for us it takes about 10 years.
Yes.
5 to 10 years for it to catch up. There's people who follow these things every single day, and they're like, "Yo, it's that clear. How didn't this person get caught yet?"
Right.
It for real life authorities to kind of get in on it to kind of build a case. It takes like 5 to 10 years. Whoever you're thinking about, give it time.
Give it time. And yeah, Tony the Closer was one of the dudes who really exposed these guys. But here's the thing. A lot of times, just like the drug game, the feds don't want to catch you on a small case where you might have a way to wiggle out of it. And no, when they come and knock on that door, that's it. This shit is over in most cases, not every case. The feds, you out there selling drugs for 10 years, why would they want to catch you as a small fish and you be out in another year or two? Nah, they build their case and they come get you. They got all the phone calls, all the dinner dates, all the wiretaps, all of the informants. They got all that shit lined up. and your ass is looking at the point system, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? And so it do take 5-10 years before they go, yeah, we got you. You guys had a nice run with that. And so you better start realizing, and this is a public service announcement, there's nothing more valuable than your time. The time that you get to spend with your loved ones, your friends, your family. You keep gambling on some superficial shit that don't mean nothing. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You know?
Absolutely.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Let's take some questions before we get up out of here, people.
Let's do that. Questions.
Isn't Drake's stream happening right now too? We got to listen to the album, no?
No, it's not midnight.
No, but isn't like...
Oh, he has
the stream?
I think he does have a stream going.
Yeah.
I give you 2 more years before you find out Malcolm not even Dot's son. At least 2.
Yeah.
At least. Like, what the fuck? These niggas was hustlers the whole time.
Yeah.
Man, what a scam that was. Absolutely.
Did y'all cover college football player being set up by his dusty teammates and shot? No. Jesus.
No, I didn't hear about that.
No. I heard, first off, I'm out here in Delaware. I heard Deshaun Jackson running that team like gangland. Like,
really?
Like, yeah, one of the players on the team got beat up, like a tooth knocked out.
By another teammate?
By another teammate. Like, I heard, because college teammates fight. It happens. Like, you see, but I heard like it was one of those things where like the school was trying to cover it up. It was like, I heard it was crazy, and he's actually suing the school because he said Deshaun Jackson has fostered a environment there that is of like gangland.
Stop bringing that shit right to an environment where you're supposed to be raising men. Now, I'm not saying if 2 individuals got a grief that they got to work out, you put the gloves on them for a few minutes, you let them burn off some energy, and you call it a day. You make sure they shake hands and resolve issues. This is about football, man. And it's bigger than football. It's about showing them how to be men. You know what I mean? Showing them discipline, showing them that this game is not a game or it parallels the game of life. And how you play it will determine if the red flag is thrown, the yellow flag is thrown, if you're ejected, the whole 9 yards, right? And so he's supposed to use his star of who he is to do a much better job than that, than to bring the hood to that shit. I don't want to hear all that shit, man. Leave that shit where it belongs.
Speaking of football, I gotta call Skylar because he signed his contract.
Okay.
I have to get him to fund my barbecue spot idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My food truck idea. He gotta fund that. You know what I'm saying?
He got to.
But
by the time he get down to your list, he got 47 requests of people who want to start a business. You know, your Uncle John. Yeah, I remember you was a little baby. You know what I'm saying? You all grown up now. Yeah. You know I make a good barbecue sandwich. I'm gonna get a truck. You gonna fund it, but come on, man. You got to deal with that shit, Malcolm. I just saw Mama Doc that Jaguar, right?
Yeah.
She want all the smoke, son. I saw the piece.
I saw it too.
I saw the piece, bro. And she said she got that smoke for you, Malcolm. She ain't got no smoke for me because she know I got my hemoglobin, and you know I'm a little sickly. But she got all the smoke for you, son. She gonna tap into your college football record. She gonna go to Mount St. Michael, find out you dropped 2 passes. Should have been interceptions, nigga. She gonna find out all the dirt.
Listen, man.
Nah, shout out to.
I don't think what I said was that flagrant. I really don't.
Well, it wasn't flagrant, but I just felt it was in context. I thought what I added just gave perspective to it, you know, in terms of and you know, nah, Jaguar don't want that smoke. She's all about love and doing her thing.
Jag wants you back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coach Wayne, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So we're all good there. And I hope somebody give us some smoke so we can help us with these goddamn subscriptions and shit.
Facts,
Somebody
man.
need to say something about us. Damn. Somebody.
Oh, rest in peace, Clarence Carter. Somebody said, "What's your favorite song of his?"
I be stroking. That's what I am. I be stroking. Stroking to the east and stroking to the west. I be stroking. That's what the hell I be doing. Shout out Clarence Carter. Shout out Jason Collins, the first openly gay basketball player. Remember, he came out in 2013. He's got a twin brother, Jason, and John. I forget the other. They twins. And he recently succumbed to brain cancer. And so shout out to him, because what he did even during that time was considered brave and revolutionary, which was come out and say, this is who I am. I don't want to live in anybody's shadow and anybody's perception of who I am. And I believe that that's brave. Remember, my issue for the 1000th time is not what personal decisions you make in your life. That's your life. What you eat don't make me shit. It's always been agenda-based and how they move the agenda to do things. So, Malcolm, does that mean, with that being said, that his twin was also gay in your mind?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
No.
Malcolm, I'm just asking, because, you know, they're intertwined in levels. It's like, okay, Malcolm, you ever see that show where it's one body and it's got two heads?
Okay, yeah.
White guy. It's two of them.
Yeah.
They're adults. One of them is gay and the other one is not. But they only got one asshole. So I'm asking, like, how does that work? Like,
I don't want to think about
I'm
it.
not gay,
I don't want to think about it.
But my brother is gay, but there's only one asshole. So
I don't want to think about it. Don't want to think about it.
All right. Just asking.
All right.
Shout out to Clark.
Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark played, I think, 7 or 8 years in the league with the Memphis Grizzlies. They found him in his home. Early reports is it was drug related or something. I believe he was on some prescription drugs. He was out working on an injury. People are saying with his situation, he was one of the players who came out and told you that the NBA was scripted. And so I don't know if that connects or relates to the story in any capacity.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But
also,
our deepest condolences to his family as well.
Also, I got to. We're gonna run an ad on the show, but Derek, Coach Pyle, who's Skylar's pops, his summer program is kicking back up. He's taking applications for his summer program.
Okay.
So we're gonna run an ad on the show. So if you're in the New York metro area, if you want your child to get some training for the season,
he's got the ultimate receipts now.
Got
his
receipts,
son
B.
is playing with the Buffalo Bills, right?
Got receipts, B.
And he also trained Tom Brady and his wife at one point. You know, if we start going down the people he's trained in his day, but the ultimate receipt is my son is the end product of working with me over the years as I prepared him for his sport, no matter what the sport is, and his exercises are bananas.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. You're going to throw up the first two sessions, I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
I can put
it
money
was
down.
6 of us.
We said one session, two? Yeah.
It was legit. It was 6 of us, and everybody had a day. Like it was actually
got
like
a day. Got to get that shit
that built camaraderie between us.
Absolutely, throw up. Goddamn vomit.
Yeah.
You know, I used to come and talk to him sometime just to try to give you a breather. Like, yo, Derek, what did you know about? And Malcolm be over there breathing because, but it didn't work. Yeah, we used to do that for Eli because he trained Eli too. And we come out and give Eli a break. He don't be falling for that shit. He be like, hold on, Doc. What we doing here?
Yeah.
And so, kudos to Derek. Kudos to my nephew, you know what I'm saying? Skylar, because I want to open up 3 barbershops, a fish fry spot. I remember you was a little nigga. Me and your pops running around and everything. I don't want you to forget about me now that you got a lot of money. I know you making big money. I always knew you was going to make it too, I want to be that uncle and shit.
So, with that being said, guys,
we
appreciate you.
Let's get those likes up. Please.
Hit the like button before you bounce. All right?
Help us.
And we will see you guys next week. Don't forget, June 1, starting 2 shows a week again. We're back at it.
June 1, 2 shows a week. Behind the Wall on Mondays.
Yeah.
Interactive. If you are cool with the position you in, stay there. Thursdays is always going to be fire. Right? But, yeah.
But the Mondays and the Thursdays is going to be fire-er.
Fire-er. Mondays and Thursdays, fire-er.
Fire-er. All right?
All right.
Peace.
With that being said, peace.